Hello and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Talking Football, where we will talk about the very interesting matches coming up tonight. With me here to do it are Amit Leventhal, football analyst for the Israeli Home Daily, and I24 news reporter Michael Friedman, who will update us on everything happening in the press. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
The world champions face the European champions, Messi against Ronaldo, and just a few weeks after rejecting independence, Scotland takes on England. All that and much more coming up. Here we go. No less than 20 different friendly matches are taking place today throughout the world. Here are some of the most interesting ones. Euro 2016 host France take on Sweden. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is injured and therefore will not meet his PSG teammates who played for France. World champions Germany take on previous world champions and European title holders Spain. Portugal meets Argentina, which means Ronaldo faces Messi. And Dunga hopes to make it 6 out of 6 as he has the head coach of Brazil as they face Austria. And in the British Derby, Scotland faces England. Amit, let's start by the Germany against Spain match. And you know, Germany easily cruising. Somewhat seems like they're the force taking over the world after Spain, who were in sort of a decline.
No, actually, I think that Germany, after the World Cup, you know, they got all the plaudits and everybody say how good they are and the future is bright. And suddenly we see them, you know, we spoke about it yesterday a little bit, that, you know, after the World Cup, there is a hangover or something. They still need to get back to the winning ways. So far, they are not impressed. And in this match, they will also play a very weak and not so known German team, Jogi Löw, because he has many injuries. And the friendlies, you know, we see great matches on the
paper
line.
at least.
On paper, if it was in the, you know, last 16 of the World Cup, it was wow. But, you know, many stars will not play, we know, because that's what friendlies are. They don't want to risk injuries and that. And it's a pity. You want to see the big names. But when you don't have anything to play for, it's difficult.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Now, until the last World Cup, Spain was the dominant force. They did not only play great football, but were also able to put aside every dispute they had when they came to the national team. Now it seems to be changing, with hints and rumors that some Catalan players, such as Cesc Fabregas and Gerard Piqué, show no real commitment for La Roja. Manager Vicente Del Bosque was quick to reject that.
Gerard Piqué and Cesc Fabregas are 27 years old. One of them has been in the Spanish squad since he was 19, the other from about 21. One has 90-something caps, the other 60-something. One has been European and world champion, the other has been European champion twice and once world champion. They have played every time they could and have been well, and I have to trust them because they are part of the heroes we have had until recently, and I think we should be respectful towards them because they have given us so much. I have no doubts about them at all.
Amit, when you start speaking about these things, that's when you know you're in trouble, when suddenly things come to surface. Also, we've heard rumors about Diego Costa, players saying he's not putting an effort in Spain as he does in Chelsea. That's a big problem for Del Bosque.
Yes, and you know, you cannot run away from the thoughts about old Spanish teams, and always the problem was this politics, you know, these politics of players from the Basque Country and especially from Catalonia and from Castilla, the Madrid and Barca players, not getting along, and quotas. The coaches had to field always 4 players from Madrid. It was, you know, one of the main reasons that Spain have underachieved so many years, until latter years where there was harmony and you saw Iker Casillas, the captain of Real Madrid.
Even Jose Mourinho was not able to destroy that.
Exactly, and you know, with the media of Madrid and of Catalonia, these things, they always tend to look and to reach for this kind of stuff, which is not good. Del Bosque knows to handle it with all his experience very well. And I think Spain will beat Germany because Germany, they have their number. Germany lost to Spain in all the big tournaments. The last, you know, in 2008 the final, 2010 the World Cup in the semis. Yeah, and Jogi Löw, he thought to learn from the Spanish team and the model, and to, you know, implement it in the German team. And you know, in the end, it was a combination of all the goods in the Spanish and German that won it for the German national team, the World Cup. But it will be interesting. Although many players will be missed out.
Will be missing. Yeah. That game is tonight in Vigo, Spain. Another high-profile match will take place tonight in Old Trafford. It may feature Argentina against Portugal, but all eyes will be on the two superstars, Cristiano Ronaldo on one side, Leo Messi on the other. Lise Barenbaum and Michael Friedman prepare us for this friendly match that is anything but friendly.
It is a dream matchup for all football fans. Two living legends of the game will be stepping onto the pitch at Old Trafford for an exceptional international friendly match. The Argentine Messi against the Portuguese Ronaldo featured two nations and two stars of the top clubs in Europe. And the old rivalry between Barcelona and Real Madrid is another component of this game. The remarkable Messi already holds 11 goals in 15 games this season, and the Argentine star has also provided many assists. Messi continues to confirm his status as an elite player, and his manager knows how special the small striker is for his teams.
It is unthinkable a national team like Argentina or a team like Barcelona without having Lionel Messi as a leader.
The four-time Golden Ball winner is once again in the list of nominees to win the ultimate award this year, but he needs to be aware of his biggest opponent. Ronaldo is part of the list of the 23 for the Golden Ball, and this year Cristiano is beating all the records early on. With 21 goals in 14 games, and the rewards keep raining since the beginning of the season. In the Golden Boot he shared with Luis Suarez, the Portuguese star received almost all the trophies during the awards ceremony of the Spanish Professional Football League for the 2013-2014 season. The best striker, the best player of the championship, and the author of the goal of the year with his spectacular heel kick against Valencia in May. He also achieved many awards from the Spanish sports daily, Marca. This is the result of a healthy lifestyle which he's very proud of.
Mi objetivo es siempre, obviamente, ganar.
My goal is obviously to win things as a team, but also individually. As I always say, I work hard to win this kind of award. It would be a good sign if next year I get to be on this stage again.
The rivalry between these two stars peaked when Ronaldo scored a penalty against Barcelona at the Clásico last October, which saw the victory for the Casablanca. Messi and Ronaldo are probably one of the best rivalry in the history of football, and they have not finished making us dream. As they face off again on the ground, true talent will be seen around the world.
Amit, it got to a place where these two teams are absolutely dependent on these two players, especially when it comes to Portugal. Check this out. For the last 10 goals Portugal scored in official matches, Ronaldo scored 7. It's not really healthy.
No, and you can even put more emphasis on that point that Portugal, without injured Ronaldo, lost at home to Armenia. Then Ronaldo came back after the coach was fired. He scored the winning goals in the last two matches against Denmark and Armenia. Excuse me, they lost to Albania. So you see how much Portugal, they have big names. They have players from big teams in Europe.
Their team is not bad even without Ronaldo, but they cannot perform when he's not around.
Exactly. It's like, he's a giant, and there is this Ewing theory in American sports. When sometimes your biggest star, when he leaves, then all the other players, they start, feeling they are, they have his place, to fulfill, and they play much better without him. So in Portugal, it doesn't happen. They all depend on him. They always watch him, look for him, and it's not healthy, of course. But Portugal with Ronaldo in the last 10 years had their best, record since the 60s. So.
And now, if we look at Argentina, the temptation to use Messi all the time is huge, obviously, and yet their best match recently was the one in which they beat Germany 4-2, that friendly, just about 2 months ago, when Messi was not around. He was injured, and Di Maria was the mastermind. So, of course, I'm not saying don't call Messi, but maybe they should let him be just another player in the team, a star player, not the one that everything has to go through him.
Well, that won't happen. That's a wishful thinking, a nice one, but...
Coming from an Argentina fan.
Yeah, there are two main problems with this issue. One is financial. When Argentina plays their matches in the Middle East or in the Far East, and they get huge number of dollars, $5 million per game or 10 million.
They come to see Messi.
Messi, gets half of it, and he pays all the other players the shares. So he has, his status, gives him this respect that he's above all others, and all of them respect that he's the best player. And as well, you must remember his competition with Ronaldo. When Ronaldo scores and stars, and everybody says, he's now there and Messi is here. So, he always
you have
needs
to sell T-shirts. Come on, that's the most important thing in football
exactly.
today, isn't
And
it?
lately, by the way, we heard there was in a book that Ronaldo used to refer Messi as a son of a and Ronaldo, of course, he said that he's
Didn't do it.
launching an appeal for the court against the writer. But it will be interesting to see
all that tension tonight in Old Trafford. And Michael, Messi meets Ronaldo tonight, but he met another star recently, but on a completely different set.
Yeah, we always see Lionel Messi in the press, for his football, but we actually got to see him in a fun new advertisement with Didier Drogba. Chelsea's star striker is going around the world eating sushi, and everywhere he turns, he sees Lionel Messi just behind him. So he's trying to get away from him and be able to escape him, but everywhere he goes, Messi beats him to it. And it's not the first time we get to see Messi in a funny commercial. We got to see him actually with
Kobe Bryant, also for Turkish Airlines.
Exactly, 2 years ago with him. So he's keeping it light, despite the fact that he's got a big match coming up. He's able to still provide a lot of humor for everybody.
Yeah, nice to see all those players when they get off the pitch. Also, they can do all that humor, as you said. We mentioned earlier in the show the tension sometimes felt by Catalan players when they play for Spain. No such problem for Scottish players. They may have voted to remain British, but they're happy to play for a separate team, especially when they play England. The only problem for them is that England looks very good these days. Amit, England is looking good. Still, the game tonight in Scotland, in Celtic Park, anything but an English win would be a surprise. Although tension, Scotland, they always put their best when England comes around.
Yes, I think the Scots will come with amazing atmosphere in the team and from the crowd, and the biggest ambition. It's much more important for them than for the English. And for example, Roy Hodgson, he let some players go back to the clubs, like the goalkeeper Joe Hart. So he also said, he expressed that his thoughts that this is not the most important games, and for the Scots it's much more tense because
Celtic Park, the one place where they don't like the United Kingdom.
Exactly, and they vote for staying, but they want to show the English how much they despise them. Although it was the rational decision to stay in the UK, and. It will be fun because it will be high tempo game and intense with many tackles, and I think it will be nice for the eye to see it.
Sort of a rugby match. The man of the hour now for England is Wayne Rooney, the former Bad Boys, now the responsible and adult captain. He just had his 100th cap for the Three Lions, and he's just 6 goals away from becoming England's all-time leading scorer. There were nothing but warm words for him from manager Roy Hodgson following their last qualifier against Slovenia.
I think what he's achieved for English football, it's well documented, but I thought that it's very fitting that tonight he was able to really get his reward as well on the night where it's all about him. He picks up the cap, but he also scores the important first goal, and he also leads England to victory on his 100th game. So I'm sure he's delighted. We're delighted for him. He is an important person. He's taken the captaincy extremely seriously and puts all his energy and enthusiasm and passion into that captaincy.
And Michael, the English Football Federation also wanted to celebrate this remarkable achievement by Wayne Rooney, but there was some misfortunate mistake, let's call it.
It was a very misfortunate mistake. Yahoo Sports called it a hilarious error on official England, photo. Basically, the Instagram showed that
Wayne Rooney
with Sir Bobby Robson, who passed away a few years back. So it was the wrong Bobby. They had the Sir and the Bobby right, but it was not Bobby Charlton. In
Bobby
in
Charlton,
the picture.
obviously, Bobby Charlton in the picture. They named him Bobby Robson, who passed away a few years ago. Well, what can you do? Make sure, English Federation, you type in a bit better next time. Now to the clash between France and Sweden. It could have been nice to see Zlatan Ibrahimovic play against his PSG teammates Blas Matuidi and Jon Kabay, but it's not going to happen. Zlatan is injured and will miss the match. And Amit, for Didier Deschamps, this is another chance to play with the squad. He doesn't have to worry about qualifying.
Yes, and France comes after, I think it was in Rennes that they only drew against Albania. And they really played badly, the French, without any motivation. They seemed and fluidity. And only Griezmann, came off the bench and rescued them a point. France, of course, the 2016 Euro, home team, and they want this game. By the way, is interesting because about a month ago, the under-21 teams of Sweden and France met, and there was a big story of two players scoring dramatic goals, which will meet again: Levan Korzar from France and John Guidetti from the Sweden. Let's see if they can do it again.
They'll be on the pitch tonight in Marseille again. Michael Friedman, Amit Leventhal, thank you very much. And that's it for us today. We'll be here again tomorrow with our Sports Daily Show. Thank you very much.